Sheriff. This is our new drug lab where we'll have all of our GCMSs in operation to analyze our narcotics that come into the laboratory. We also have what's known as an FTIR to analyze those drugs as well. The building was designed basically with tours in mind, so that way we don't have to stop production of work. So we've got monitors where the citizens can stand from outside into the hallway and look into the work area and see what they see on the microscope as well.
Anyone who has watched CSI on TV understands that science is truly the future of law enforcement. We recognized some 15 years ago, quite honestly, Sheriff Kenyolette recognized back in the 80s that if you truly want to prevent crime, you have to be able to solve them. Sheriff Kenyolette first actually invested in Crime Lab in, I believe, 1983. And that's when he started initially the foundations of what you see here today. And that was training deputies and buying technologies that we were able to grow. This is actually the third expansion in Crime Lab and science technology since I've been sheriff. The first was to move from where Sheriff Kenyolette brought it to a room that was probably less than 800 square feet. We moved from that environment to about 1,200 square feet, and then from that environment to about 3,000 square feet where they currently reside. And recognizing as science expanded and the courts depended more and more on that type of technology and scientists, we realized that we had to become certified. We had to expand to what you see here today, where we're one of 5 certified crime labs in the entire state of Louisiana. And we'll be able to bring the full weight and force of this sheriff's office combined with this science on anyone who commits a crime in St. Tammany.
We're in the shot distance determination range, and why we decided we needed this was because right now we're subjected to going exterior range and testing things, testing ammunition and guns against different type of clothing that was used in different types of crimes. So here we can control the environment. We can do it at any time we need to. Like if we need it immediately done, we can come in, get the clothing that we need, and do it quickly.
This crime lab is built, designed, and functions for the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office and those municipalities within our parish. We will process crime scenes and cultivate evidence from those scenes, primarily in St. Tammany Parish. But where we can, and when asked, we will assist other agencies. For example, after Katrina, we did a lot of work for NOPD because they basically lost their entire crime lab. So we'll continue to do that. Being one of 5 in the state of Louisiana that is certified by the state, we do aid those surrounding areas, the surrounding jurisdictions to St. Tammany. That has a double effect. One, if we can help those jurisdictions solve crime, our citizens won't be preyed upon if they decide to come to our parish. 2, they pay for the services that are rendered. In other words, if we process drugs for Washington Parish, that is at the cost of Washington Parish, at their expense. So not only being able to look specifically at a firearm in a controlled environment, but putting it in terms where people who watch CSI can understand. Mm-hmm. You can literally come in and reconstruct a crime scene to determine whether a person 5 foot tall could have been at an angle to shoot an individual the way they say, for example, or if it were a distance that are closer, and help our investigators piece together a crime with science as opposed to just testimony.
Correct.
I believe you can see from this tour that it is state-of-the-art. Whenever Captain Powell began the discussions with Chief Richard about what we needed in this crime lab, they turned to the industry to make sure that we recognized the best that we could find across the country. And then we did whatever we could to make sure it was molded into our facility at a cost that we could afford. Obviously, money was not unlimited. So they worked with the architects to make sure that we designed a state-of-the-art building that is far more than anything this parish has ever seen. And with the appropriate scientists in place here, there's not a crime that we can't solve. We were careful not to duplicate anything that was provided by our coroner's office, for example, because the coroner's morgue has DNA and needed that for its function. We did not replicate that. So the supervisors of the sheriff's office were very careful and painstakingly worked with the architects to make sure that those things that our deputies need whenever they're investigating crime were placed here in this facility.